question is more direct, which is what the fuck do we do? Because if none of these things have anything to do with anything but bodybuilding, then we need to make some changes.
Yeah.
But what changes? Like you guys are at the top of the sport, right? Like Iain, Nick, you know, I'm looking from the outside in, so is Guy. So I'm sure everybody has their own ideas. But like, have you guys thought about that? Have you guys considered like what could be changed? Like, should the IFBB change anything? Should there be testing mandates?
Well, I mean,
should there be weight caps? Like,
I think it really has nothing to do with the IFBB at the end of the day. I mean, I think it's the onus is on the athlete of 100%. I mean, like they only judge what's in front of them. So I don't think it really has anything to do with them. I think it is completely on the athlete at that point. Cause I mean, like
time out for a second. The IFBB can regulate what the athlete does very easily.
By what? Drug testing? Like, I mean,
no. All they have to do is say this.
Getting proper blood work done before.
All they have to do is say this. A few different things, right? You have to prove that you've had blood work done 2, 3, 4 times, whatever they say, right? That's one. You have to, maybe there's weight caps or weight limits. I think there's various things they can do to say this is our new standard, so that the extreme just doesn't keep going further and further and further.
I think
because if you put the onus on the athlete, Iain, we already know that guys will do whatever the fuck it takes to win.
Yes.
So the onus on the athlete thing is not going to work.
I understand that, but also putting it on the IFBB won't change anything either, because if you put a weight cap.
Wait, one at a time. Go ahead, Iain.
If you put a weight cap, it'll change nothing. I mean, George Peterson wasn't massive. Sean Ray Roden wasn't massive. I mean, you're talking about guys that aren't gigantic guys. I mean, John Meadows wasn't massive. I mean, you know, you're not even talking about mass monsters, a lot of these guys. So, you know, putting a weight cap will do nothing. I mean, and a lot of the guys, we know it, a lot of the guys that are smaller and, you know, these guys like, or even to come down, cut hard for a show, you know, guys are pounding more drugs, more diuretics to make weigh-ins, weight caps. Like, you know, that could, if anything, if now a guy that's 275 pounds on stage has to make a 240-pound weight cut, he could be doing insanely drastic measures to now try to make this weight cut, which could be even more dramatic and more harmful.
Okay, fine. So you discounted a couple things. Makes all those things make sense. What about saying?
What about if you go to your primary care physician, get blood work and a physical, and the doctor said you are healthy to compete this year?
That won't work.
How was that? Because now it can't fall on the IFBB.
No. Wait a minute. Because now you're asking the doctor to take liability for you taking illegal substances.
No. Okay, maybe not. But if you get a physical and you're healthy, and you get blood work and your doctor says you're healthy, then your doctor's saying you're healthy.
What I think. One second. Let me throw this out just real quick. So let's say that the IFBB, like football has doctors, right? Like each team has a doctor.
Yeah, there's no performance-enhancing drugs in football, though, legally, you know?
One second. Well, there is performance-enhancing drugs in football.
I said there isn't legally.
Okay, but this is my point, is if the IFBB had a doctor and guys were mandated to get blood work done 2 or 3 times a year, and that blood work had to be seen by the IFBB's doctor, wouldn't that be one way to say, hey, your fucking blood work is real shit, and until it's normal, you can't compete?
Sure. I mean, what stops guys then if I'm sending my blood work to the doctor, what stops me from sending my next door neighbor's blood work to the doctor?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to when I get blood work from the doctor, I don't get to, they send it out. I don't get to.
Yeah, I mean, your doctor is going to send it to the IFBB.
You don't get to draw your own blood and just send it out.
If you're saying that there's going to be communication now, like between my doctor and the IFBB's doctor and all these things, okay, well, maybe, sure, that could work. But then is the IFBB also setting the parameters of what is considered healthy and not healthy?
Just because you give somebody, just because you clear somebody doesn't mean they can't have something happen. It's just saying from what we're looking at based on the information in front of us, you're okay. So if there was
Sure.
like now everything's uploaded. Every time I've been to a doctor, everything's portal. What's so hard about getting blood work back, getting a physical back, uploading it to an IFBB portal that they have one doctor or a couple doctors look at and either click, okay, you're cleared, or no, not until A, B, and C are fixed.
Or your kidneys are fucked, your liver enzymes are fucked, your cholesterol's way too high. Like
that's not hard to do. It's not hard to do.
Absolutely not. If you're having it from doctor to doctor, then that can be done. Then where the slippery slope gets is okay. Now where is setting the parameters now? Everyone's parameters are going to be a little different. You know, like some guys might just have genetically higher numbers in certain things than the others. I mean, some guys might be, you know, like where do you go? Like say for example, someone like Chris has a genetic kidney disorder. So would he never be able to compete again? How would that work for him?
Well, I mean, Chris goes. Wait, let me ask you. Chris goes. Obviously, he has a kidney disease or disorder. He goes to the doctor.
Yeah, he has a nephrologist and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but if he has what Iain is,
if he wasn't healthy, the doctor would hey.
Guy, what Iain,
matter. His blood work by the IFBB standards might not pass. It might pass. His doctor might say, "We know that this is your normal. This is okay. You're good to compete." But by the IFBB's limitation standards that they've set as their baseline, saying, "Okay, if you have a creatinine over 150, you cannot compete."
Okay, but wait a minute, Iain.
But if you have a specialist,
wait a minute. No, wait a minute. So Ian's right, but then I would say, if the IFBB has their baseline, if your doctor permits it, then they can, you know what I mean? You'd have an exemption. Like in that case, Chris's nephrologist.
But then what you're doing right away is now putting the onus on the doctor to permit using illegal steroids and compete, you know?
No, all you're saying is these kidney numbers are in line with his previous numbers where we know they're not out of whack.
Sure. Okay.
Right. So I'm just, we're just spitballing, obviously. I'm just.
Yeah. No, look, I think something needs to be done, of course, but I think bodybuilding is very difficult in this capacity because, like you said, when you're, introducing illegal drugs essentially, and then now trying to introduce doctors, and you don't know like who's friends with what doctor. I mean, I could be buddy with my doctor, and they could fudge my fucking numbers and get me in there. Like, I mean, there's so many things. I mean, I guess that happens in NFL and stuff as well, but I mean, it becomes such a clusterfuck of guys like, well, I don't have a doctor. I don't have this. I don't have access to get blood work. Like,
but it goes back to, because then you can't compete.
If you don't have insurance, you shouldn't be bodybuilding.
If you don't have a doctor,
I agree.
If you don't have a doctor that will do blood work, or you can't afford to get blood work, you can't compete.
Exactly.
Look, and I agree. These are all great ideas, and that if it could work, that would be great. But we all have to understand that this could potentially kill bodybuilding.
Yeah, but no, it won't kill bodybuilding. It'll just make people more responsible.